Okay, folks, it's your buddy Mike Messier. We're trying this again. Thanks for those that let me know that the audio was piss poor to the point of not even being hearing me. I guess, like Cena says, you can't see me. I guess it's you can't hear me. If anyone checks in, please let me know if you can hear. Please, I hate saying the word please, and I hate saying the word thank you. But please and thank you. Let me know if the audio is working this time. I'm very upset that it didn't work last time because I was saying so many things that were highly intelligent. For those that don't know or are watching the rebroadcast of this or just catching up to what's going on for the wrestling world today, and also for the mainstream world. John Cena retired, Washington, D.C. I believe it's the same building that used to be called the MCI Center, where Starrcade 1997 took place, which was a very disappointing show, Starrcade 97. And I think this show, a lot of people are saying disappointing for this John Cena retirement show. I don't feel that way. I feel like it was a nice tribute for the one person that just checked in. Thanks for coming back. Can you tell me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. Let me know if you can hear this audio. Put a little word in the chat. Just say, yes, I can hear you, Mike, or Mike, you are just talking for no reason. Can you hear me? So, what did you guys think? You can chat away. You can let me know. I felt like the show was fine. I thought the Sal Ruka, who I've seen at these NXT house shows, I'm here in Florida. I've gone to see Sal Ruka amongst the other NXT talents. Very pretty woman, we'll say that. Very gymnastic oriented. And the only thing I could say, the Sal Ruka finisher, it's one of those things that just it defies logic, meaning it's not logical. And I just wish she had a slightly different modification on that finisher. What you call it, the Sal Squisher or the Sal Sauteer. That and Cody's finisher, the Cody Cutter, they're both pretty stupid if you think about it, because all you have to do as an opponent is to take a step backwards. Let me know if you can hear me, guys. I'd fix the audio. At least I'm trying a headset and the computer now, so hopefully this is working. Let me know if you can hear me. Um, but the Sal Ruka Bailey match was a nice match. It's nice to see Bailey get a somewhat of a push just being on the show. Sal Ruka is very attractive, very nice face. I wish she didn't have the little fucking thing in her nose. I don't know about you, gentlemen, and I'm guessing that as always, it's 100% guys watching my channel. But I don't think that these women need to have these nose instruments. Audio is a go. Thank you very much, Duncan, Idaho 999. I've never been to Idaho. And I mean, the first thing that comes to mind, no offense, you probably hear this a lot, is the potato industry. But that's fine. I mean, nothing wrong with a nice potato. I actually had mashed potatoes tonight as part of my nutritious meal. As far as Sal Ruka goes, very attractive woman, but does that mean she's a great wrestler? No, but she's actually, I did like her high flying maneuvers. I just take issue with her finisher. It's just a dumb finisher because it's the opponent basically just takes a front bump and jumps to the mat face first, and it absolutely makes no sense. So I mean, I get it. It's high flying. It's whatever the fuck. It's kind of indie riffic AEW type of stuff. But I don't like the Cody Cutter. I don't like the Cell finisher, and therefore, what else? You had a tag team title match. I have AJ Styles' partner. What's that guy's name? I don't remember, but I've seen that guy at the NXT shows. This match didn't do much for me. I mean, I know it was a high flying affair, and the big thing was these two young guys are each 21 years old, and yada yada. That expression, "your boy can bounce," I don't like that thing where people say "your boy" or "your girl." It's just dumb because it's basically you're just putting yourself over. You're not saying you're just saying I can do this, and I'm your boy, but I can do this. It's just a dumb thing that people say. There's a lot of dumb things that people say. If you watch Mike's Instant Movie Reviews, I go through the movies, and all the movies these days have a few catchphrases. Um, are you okay? You'll see that in every goddamn movie these days. It's highly annoying. You'll see also, what do you mean? If you're watching a movie or a TV show and they say the expression, what do you mean? It's poor, piss poor writing. And also the expression, you got this, or I got this. that expression's only been around in a big time way for about 10 years. And you'll see movies like the George Foreman movie, George, a couple of years ago. They will have the character say, "You got this." And that expression really wasn't around until about 2014 or so. So I like to pinpoint these things. There was one other match. Oh, the Cody. Okay, this Drew McIntyre feud is entirely too long and too boring. And if they're not gonna give Drew McIntyre another run with the title or the title, look on my fucking hair, Jesus. But if they're not gonna give good old fucking whatever the fuck, Jesus fuck. If they're not gonna give Drew McIntyre another goddamn title, Jesus H Christ, God damn it all. If they're not going to give Drew McIntyre another title run, why do they have him still feuding with Cody Rhodes? I mean, why not just end the fucking feud? I mean, of all these 200 wrestlers that the that WWE has under contract, they can't find someone else to put Cody over. It just makes little to no sense. When was that Drew McIntyre WrestlePalooza match with Cody? Was that September or something like that? I thought that Drew might have won the title then, and he didn't. And he just looks like a castrated heel. I mean, he is no point to that feud anymore. What else? So I think I went through the three matches, and then you had a fourth match. I do wonder if the people in the live crowd was those the only four matches that they saw. I'm also kind of wondering the price for these tickets. A couple of friends of mine, and you guys can chime in. And I had a nice crowd on my first attempt at this video tonight, but everybody left because the audio was not working. But for those of you that came back, I appreciate it. Appreciate you. They say that a lot in Florida. Appreciate you. But basically, you should appreciate me. I'm the one that's talking. But basically, the whole thing with Cena's retirement, Cena losing, I have no issue with that. I really don't. It was very predictable. If you watch the pre-show at all, they had Jesse the Body Ventura out there for a minute. They didn't put him on the air during the telecast because it was lousy commentary 6 or 7 months ago. But basically, they had Big E and Jesse Ventura both predicted that Cena would tap out, and he did. And I mean, I think just I didn't really go searching for the Brian Alvarez's or the Dave Meltzers of the world to chime in with their opinions, but I kind of felt that Cena was destined to tap out because Goldberg tapped out, and it's like they're just trying to build up Gunther. And so I don't see the real problem with it, or at least I don't see the shock, and I don't see why should anyone be outraged? You know what I mean? I guess I've emotionally detached from the WWE a long time ago, so I don't get upset about these things anymore, and I'm not upset about it. I mean, this was. And did you see how Cena kind of smiled at the end? I mean, I don't know if anyone's talking about that. Cena also called a lot of spots pretty audibly in this match, including the sleeper that Gunther. He was kind of manipulating the sleeper hold on himself, and Cena's kind of known for that, like being very loud and audible with his calling spots, and Cena did that tonight. So overall, though, I thought it was a good show. I thought it was a nice tribute. It was a bigger and more special tribute than they've given to anyone else. Gunther, or not Gunther, but Goldberg. Who else? Ric Flair. I mean, Ric Flair's tribute with the Hall of Fame, WrestleMania, and the Monday Night Raw. That's really about the only uh, thing I can think of that was close to this. And then Ric Flair, like 17 years later, his son-in-law Conrad did another tribute for him. Hulk Hogan, I don't think ever got a big retirement show like this. Did Shawn Michaels ever get a big retirement like this? Actually, he got the match against Taker. I'm trying to remember if they did anything special for Shawn the day after on Monday Night Raw. I can't remember them doing that. Or Brett. Did Brett get a big retirement shebang? No, not really, because he was, we know what happened to him. So all I'm saying, gentlemen, is I think the show was fine. I don't really have a problem with it. I mean, I question and great. Now there's a cop. I questioned in an earlier video, would this actually be Cena's last match? I still have to think that WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia. I mean, he kissed the Riyadh sign tonight. If you saw that, nice to see the Riyadh season right in the middle of our ring, right? But I can see that Saudi Mania in 2027. I think that Cena will be there. All right, guys, I'm coming up on the 10-minute mark. If no one comments in the next minute or so, I guess I'll call this a wrap. I I feel like once again, me and my channel's been demonetized. The only reason I do this is for guys like you that give a shit what I have to say. And then I think I had some randoms tonight who tuned in just to see some guy talking, and then they didn't have my audio. So I mean, it seems like I get fornicated every time I try to do this goddamn thing. But if somebody wants to comment, I'll address your wonderful comment. Duncan in Idaho, if you're still around, if anyone else wants to comment and say anything, then say something. People are leaving now. Okay. So that's it. The show was fine. It was good. As far as the tributes go, there were some nice moments. The Brock Lesnar thing was pretty funny. We held up the little sign. They did manage to sneak Vince in. Did you see that? They snuck Vince in underneath the cabin door. And overall, I thought it was fine. I'm not really bitching about it. I mean, I don't see why people are upset about the finish. It just is what it is. My buddy there, Alex Clark, he gave up on WWE a while ago. Did you watch the show tonight, Alex? I'm just curious. In Nebraska, I watched it here in Florida, and I mean, I don't really have a problem with it. I mean, I was in my lovely apartment here, kind of cleaning up stuff, doing my own thing, and the show was a nice thing to watch. And I have a head cold anyway, so I wasn't going to go out and romp the town. Alex did not watch. Very interesting, buddy. Well, I guess one viewer in the world is watching me instead of WWE tonight. But basically, it was on the Peacock. It was probably a 2.5, 3 hour show. You watch the highlights. I didn't think it was a bad show. I mean, I think to me, the toughest thing with watching WWE these days is tolerating Michael Cole on audio. I really don't think Michael Cole is very good. Even without Vince McMahon screaming at him in the year set, I think Michael Cole, his voice annoys me. His never ending hyperbole and pitching annoys me. Some guys like Corey Graves and Wade Barrett can bring him down a level. I think Wade Barrett kind of annoys me too. But listening to Michael Cole chirp for 3 hours is tough for me, and so forth. But I mean, I thought the production of the show looked really nice. Of course, they have to drag out people like The Undertaker and Stephanie and Shawn Michaels, all their little inside jobbers, which is fine. But like I said, I thought the show was decent. If you like WWE or even myself that has mixed feelings, I think this was, as far as WWE goes, a very slick, polished presentation, and it was fine. And I guess the one thing that kind of interests me is in the post show on YouTube, they had the Tessator and Big E and Triple H came out and The Miz came out, and they're sitting around the table and they're basically destroying kayfabe. Like they're talking more about the booking of the match and Cena losing than anything else. And I just thought that was. I know they've done that before, but this was very blatant. Like it seemed like that was the story. Was why did they have Cena lose? Not either. Oh my goodness, Gunther won this match, or oh, it's so sad that Cena lost. They were more talking about the actual booking of the thing. Who was the last guy retiring that went out with a win? That's a wonderful question, buddy. That's a good question. You know, it's funny because a couple of years ago, Steamboat, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, had a very, compared to this, small time retirement. Well, Ric Flair, actually. The Steamboat match was some 6-man tag that I ordered and I never watched. It was on one of those Bleacher Report pay-per-views. I should dig it up if they still have it. Flair, if you count the Conrad show. Conrad Thompson is Ric Flair's son-in-law. He's also a podcaster, and I believe it was the summer of 22 that Conrad booked another Ric Flair's last match. It was called Ric Flair's last match. It was a pay-per-view. It was an indie show, but it was pretty good, and they had a lot of people in it. Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal teamed up against Ric Flair and Andrade, his son-in-law, his other son-in-law. And Flair and Andrade won the tag match, and Flair actually passed out twice during the match because I think he was maybe even 71 or 72. So you could say Ric Flair won his last retirement match. If you're talking about some of the bigger companies, Kurt Angle lost his last match. I'm trying to think of somebody else, buddy. I don't know. They always make them pass the torch. Yeah, and then they'll say things like the time honored tradition and all that horse shit. I mean, my feeling was going into this show, I pretty much expected what exactly we saw, a really good match, and then Cena tapping out. I mean, I did see a tap out coming. But my hope, if I was the booker, I would have had Cena win a really good match by pin, and then Gunther come in and shake his hand. Even when they did the FU through the table, I thought they might do a count out for Cena. You're right, buddy. Sting and AEW won the tag team titles with the him and the little guy. What's his name? Darby Allin beat the Young Bucks. That's true. So yeah. So I mean, sometimes guys do retire on a big victory. I guess in Sting's case, he won a title. So I'm not. This thing was fine. I did I did enjoy when they shot to the fans after Cena lost and like the looks of disappointment. And I mean, I guess these are just not informed fans. I mean, I guess these are very surface level WWE fans. I guess they are younger, but I mean, they have the internet. If they really wanted to know the story, it's not a big secret that the people that I was watching online, everyone thought that Cena would lose by submission tap out. So I guess they have enough marks, enough idiot McMarks out there that they can manipulate these storylines. It did give me a fond memory back to when Jake the Snake Roberts put the cobra on Randy Savage's arm, and they showed the little kid crying. So I mean, I think that's fun. I mean, I think that like these little brats that went to this show and they got mommy and daddy to spend all this goddamn money to go to the fucking DC, and it's all cold, and they go see this big Cena thing, and then Cena loses. Well, learn to live with loss, assholes. I mean, it's life is loss, okay? So I just think it's good. It's a good lesson for these kids, these brats, that you don't get what you want, and life disappoints you. So I think it's good. So anyway, I guess I'm going to wrap things up. Thanks, Alex, and my Idaho buddy there. The 25 or 30 people that were trying to watch me, and I didn't have the goddamn audio. This Fozzie bot, whatever the fuck phone, it's pretty good, but I don't know. Am I using too many sheaths? Like when I bought it, it had this thing, like this. The casing came with it, and then I have this other casing. Is this casing like? Am I covering a microphone? I don't think so because it also has all these wonderful holes. But am I covering the microphone when I put this exterior casing on the phone? Is this casing killing my audio? I mean, what the hell's going on around here? Because when I try to, this thing has such a botchy fucking record level. Where are you based, Duncan? I am in Jacksonville, Florida. During the pandemic, the second half of the pandemic of the AEW tapings out of Daly's place, I went to a lot. I mean, it basically went weekly, and they did have a pay-per-view out of there that I went to. It was the one with the Elite versus Jericho's guys, the Inner Circle, like the Stadium Stampede. And I think Britt Baker won a title that night over, was it Hashida, the female? And yeah, actually, Adam Page lost to the steroid guy that night, the Brian Cage guy, which was interesting because Adam Page would go on to become a big time guy, but here he was losing. And I go to the NXT shows. If you dig around this channel, especially in the shorts, you'll find a bunch of NXT videos. They do not allow videotaping, but they do allow still photography. So what I typically do is I take still photos of the NXT shows and I put music to them and so forth. You can find Ox Baker, one of the boys on this channel. Ox, if you don't know, is a legendary wrestler from the 70s. I did a nice interview with him. He passed away about a year after the interview. If you know who John Cronus is from the Eliminators, ECW, I did something with him. If you know who Raven is from ECW and WCW and WWF, Chris and the Coffee Girl, the Philadelphia Experiment with Raven. I don't know. There's a Brian Pillman Jr. has an interview on this channel. Bob Backlund has an interview on this channel. Basically, once a month, I co-host the WFIA, which is the Wrestling Fans International Alliance podcast, and that's on my buddy Benny Scala, Scala. Benny also basically wrote my novel. Yes, I wrote a novel, Fight or Play Basketball. That's me. I wrote it. Wonderful book, which I wrote. Did I mention that I wrote it? My pal Alex might enjoy it. You're a big basketball fan, Alex. No Nebraska references, but a lot of New England references, and therefore, so on. So What else? I don't know. Just a wrestling fan. I did have a job interview for the WWE quite some time ago as a writer. They should have hired me. They didn't. Am I bitter? Yeah. I mean, I do feel like, especially at the time period that I interviewed with them, they were very creatively droughted. And, well, buddy, this is about college ball, for Christ's sakes. This is about a guy who's on the verge of a college basketball scholarship, for God's sakes. Jesus. So, in any regard, um, the WWE is there. It's fine. Um, it is what it is. I used to watch a lot of AEW. I've kind of given up the ghost. I tuned in when they did a show. It was their first show on HBO that they were telecasting on HBO maybe a year ago or less, maybe the beginning of this summer of 2025. And I tried to get into it, but they had some 6-man tag and they were doing the thing, kind of like a luchador thing, where one wrestler will put his hand on the back of the other guy's shoulder and the other guy will shoot off towards the ropes. And I can't watch that. I mean, the Irish whip into the ropes and the guy bounces off, that's bad enough. Like, that's really bad. I mean, if you think about pro wrestling, if they just tweak some stuff, if I was running things, I would outlaw the Irish whip where the guy is forced to run into the ropes, and especially when the guy is forced to bounce off. Like, a guy's all beat up and then you whip him into the ropes and he magically has to run. Like, he doesn't just collapse. He magically runs even though he's been getting his ass kicked, and he magically bounces off the ropes just to get his fucking jaw hit with an elbow. I mean, if you had any sense of logic, why are you allowing your body to move against the ropes? And if you know that the guy's probably going to hit you with a fucking elbow to your jaw, why are you bouncing off the ropes just to get elbowed? Just that's dumb. And that's goes back to what I said earlier about the Sal Ruka, the Sal Storm, or the Sal Salad, or whatever the fuck she calls it. That her finisher is dumb. I mean, she's a very attractive, very tall, blonde, beautiful, all that horse shit. But if she took that fucking nose ring out of her fucking head, and if she had a better finisher that was based in some degree of logic, I'd probably be her number one fan. But it's just these wrestlers, they just don't get it. And for all the fucking knowledge that Triple H has, apparently, he doesn't tighten the reins sometimes. So I mean, there you have it. All right, fine, folks. So I guess we've chatted ourselves into oblivion. I will give this video a fucking heart myself, or the chat. And if you guys enjoy the video, subscribe. My new Idaho buddy, my friend in Nebraska, Alex, my old high school pal, and we'll call this thing a wrap. So thanks, guys. If you had any further comments, if you're watching on the replay, maybe you were someone that tried to watch in live time and the audio sucked and you found this one. Well, thanks. Subscribe, watch, whatever. MikeMessier.com, Instagram, Mike Messier Art. Thanks, guys. Yeah, let's end.